Yo. 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 Good evening, YouTube. You guys are now watching another segment of the Cali Effect. Today, I'm going to be teaching you guys, if you do not have Ritual Beast, maybe you should invest into one of the best decks of the format. Maybe you should be getting a deck that, could easily handle Necros. Maybe you should be getting a deck that the Cali Effect figures that is just too strong. Now, granted, there's a lot of other decks that Cali Effect do think is too strong, but I feel like Ritual Beast definitely sets the bar. It's in the class of Yang Zings, and you guys know how Cali Effect feels about Yang Zings. Master race right there. This time against a Tellar Knight player, I really don't let him play Yu-Gi-Oh! And that's what Ritual Beasts are all about. Not letting your opponent playing Yu-Gi-Oh! So anytime you get the ability to prevent your opponent from playing Yu-Gi-Oh! You get something like Teleport Dark Arm, something like Dragon Rulers. Now, I'm not saying that this deck is like Teleport Dark Arm or Dragon Rulers. I'm saying that those are just two douche decks that don't allow you to play Yu-Gi-Oh! And this just so happens to fit in that category of the deck that does not allow you to play Yu-Gi-Oh! This time I'm going to be going into Ulti Kanahawk. And keep in mind, fellas, anytime you activate Ulti Kanahawk, only one of the materials need to go to graveyard for you to be able to search. So I'm going to target my Ritual Beast Ulti monster, and then I'm going to target another Ritual Beast monster. Next, I'm going to chain Kanahawk to target one of the cards that I targeted originally for the first effect. I know, sounds confusing. I'm going to special summon both monsters, and then I'm going to search because one of my targets originally was sent to the graveyard. Then, also keep in mind, Ritual Beast monsters' effects are only once per turn. They don't say you can only use this card's effect once per turn. They say once per turn. So once they leave the field and then come back, you can reactivate their effects. Keep in mind that they can only be special summoned once, so it gets a little tricky from there. But ultimately, this is how you play one of the best decks of all time. Really, I am hyping this deck because I really do feel that it is a contender. If you ask me in tier status, it's like a tier 1.5, like right there on the cusp of it, especially with their new boss Ulti Gaia Paleo. Like, that card's like amazing, and unfortunately I have so many opportunities to summon it, but the game doesn't prolong long enough for me to play it against anybody. So I mean, that kind of really much says it. If you are playing in a competitive event, Ulti Gaia Paleo will more than likely lead you to victory after you just finish smashing your opponent and dwindling your resources. That time, as you guys can see, he's gonna quit. Gonna have a lot of those because, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, Ulti Apelio is, I mean, this deck is pretty douchey. This time you guys are gonna see one of the most standout. This is the deck, this is the opening you wanna see is Elder and Kanahawk. I'm gonna go into Apelio and then I'm gonna tag back out to my two monsters. Now, one would be thinking, Cali Effect, why'd you tag out instead of just going right into Kanahawk? It's because it sets up more material for my Banish Zone to allow me to actually, make moves on my opponent's turn. I'll show you guys in a second. We're going to go right into the Kanahawk effect. We're going to target two monsters, as long as one of them were previously special summoned that I can't use anymore, and then the new one. Then we're going to special summon them with Kanahawk. Now, guys, keep in mind, as long as one material goes to graveyard, I get the search. So we're going to get Skeets. So next, we're going to activate Renpengu's effect. We're going to banish the Pink Dolphin to send the old Ritual Beast Ulti Pedophile. And then we're going to special summon Kanahawk. Kanahawk effect is going to activate again. We're going to target the Ritual and the Kanahawk. And since I can't special summon no longer, I just keep it like that. Next, we're going to get the Ambush, the Breakthrough skill, and we have Skeets. Keep in mind, if I would have not double tagged out, I wouldn't have had enough materials to put in the graveyard and still be able to activate and resolve Kanahawk's effect, as well as activate and resolve Ambush. So my opponent summons Noble Knight Boars, and I'm just waiting for him to equip with it. We're going to flip up the Steeds. It would have been the exact same thing if it was Matriarch, fellas. It would have just went to the graveyard. Doesn't matter. Next, we're going to tag out the Ulti Kanahawk. Tagging out on your opponent's turn is almost critical because you got to remember, they can only be special summoned once per turn. So once you already special summon them on your opponent's turn, that means you get free play on whatever they do. And this is exactly how you set up Ulti Apelio, especially after you start regenerating resources with your Kanahawk and your Renpengus. So we're going to activate Kanahawk's effect. Kanahawk is going to, it doesn't really matter from there. It just banish whatever. Like, I already have everything on field. And then Renpengu's going to activate. And Renpengu's going to banish. I mean, to be honest, like I said, it doesn't really matter. And now we're going to make a Kanahawk. Our first Kanahawk. In a long time. Where is it? There you go. We're gonna activate Kanahawk effect. Are we? Are we gonna be able to activate Kanahawk effect? Or does he see the Ritual Beast ulti Apelio and he quits? No, he activates Fiendish Chain. I'm gonna tell you why cards like Fiendish Chain don't work on ulti Kanahawk. Anything that targets won't work on ulti Kanahawk because I can just chain its effect to go to deck. Anything that requires the card to be face up on the field, aka Fiendish Chain, I'll just activate its first effect. I'll target my original targets, and then I activate my second effect. Since tagging out with the Ritual Beast monsters are a cost, it's no longer face up on the field for Fiendish Chain to negate. So, yeah, it's not good on your side. I'm still going to be able to activate and resolve my monster's effect. In that particular case, Breakthrough Skill would have been superior, but hey, I'm not here to judge. This time, I'm not going to draw such a great hand. I'm going to draw, you know, I don't want to say a bad hand because it really wasn't that, but it's not a great hand. We're just going to draw Ritual Beast monsters, and anytime you draw just Ritual Beast monsters, that's fine. You just don't want to draw nothing but Tamers. That's not as good. He's going to go double Black Whirlwind into a Sirocco, and I'm like, man, I'm playing Blackwings with the nuts. Anytime you play Blackwings, you don't want to play them with the nuts. Anything but the nuts. And he just so happened to draw it. It doesn't really matter from there. So he's going to grab Blizzard. And Gale. He's going to activate Gale to reduce my Kanahawk's attack. And now he's going into battle. And I'm like, Mirror Force that hoe. Now watch me, you. I love Mirror Force. That card is just so good now. We're going to activate Kanahawk's effect. Kanahawk is going to banish. That banish. Actually, we should be banishing a Tamer. Because we have no Tamers. And next thing you know, I'm going to summon Pink Dolphin. Now, this is the best Blackwing player ever. Instead of conserving his Vanity's Emptiness, he's going to activate it right away. I guess he thought I was going to Exceed summon. Nope, I'm just going to go ahead and chain it. And going into Existence Night actually wouldn't have been bad. So, maybe preemptively activating Vanities wasn't a bad move. So, I'm going to activate Kanahawk effect. I can't tag out because he has Vanities, but I'm expecting to get a Steeds to my hand to break off the Vanity's Emptiness. But he negates it with the Fiendish Chain. The only time Fiendish Chain works is when you can't tag. Whatever. So he had the answers right there. I'm going to chain Breakthrough Skill to Black Whirlwind because I'm bad. Really bad at Yu-Gi-Oh! Here. You know, even though I didn't need to chain the Breakthrough Skill at any time to that because Vanities is face up on the field. Really bad at Yu-Gi-Oh! Right there. That's my fault, guys. Next is going to hit for 2,600 damage. That damage. And I actually resolved Kanahawk's effect. Anytime you resolve Kanahawk's effect, that's pretty right there. Really ain't got much else to say. It's a gold sarcophagus, so it's a free +1 because you still got to keep your monster. Not really much else there. We're going to attack over the Gale and then set my second copy of Breakthrough Skill. See what else he has. Oh, God. I bet you guys 500 million that's an Icarus attack. I mean, granted, I did play this game before, but that's exactly what I was thinking. As soon as I saw it, I'm like, that's a freaking Icarus attack. We're just going to go ahead and activate Renpengu's effect. Renpengu is going to dump some more cards. I could dump Ulti Apelio to dump a win, and then summon Pelissa to make Totem Bird to prevently negate the Icarus attack, but I doubt that he'd let me get that far in. So we're just going to go into Pelissa to the Apelio. And guess what he activates, guys? The Icarus attack. Would have never seen that coming. We're going to get the Big Lion. And that's pretty much it. You guys can catch me Thursday at 6 tomorrow on Twitch. It'd be really fun to see you guys. I will be playing Halo by myself and Tomb Raider with Mr. Eric Vandenbos. Also, thank you guys so much for watching another segment of The Cali Effect. Please like, comment, subscribe, but most of all, enjoy.